So now I'm just going to make a hard candy with the sugar, and I'm just going to make a coral out of it. I thought that will just make like a really bigger movement for the mushroom, and also it will be an added technique for you guys to learn. So hard sugar candy is like simple, putting the sugar and water together and then waiting for the sugar to reach 300 to 310 degree Fahrenheit, and we could just pour it over and it's going to set hard, and then we could just break them and then use them like shards, and there are different other ways we could just use the hard candy. But then making a coral, and that is the technique that we will be learning today, for which you just need some ice cubes, okay, and smaller ones could be better. uh, um, okay, so there are like different shapes, and you need a tall jar, and you put the ice cubes in it and just dab. So tap it and then shake it, so you can just make sure that the ice cubes are just getting a little closer to each other. And this you put it back into the freezer, and I'm also going to do that. And while the sugar is going to get cooked up, I will somewhere around 290 degree Fahrenheit, I'm just going to take this out again, because you don't want the ice cubes to melt in the process. And when the ice cube thing is also coming out, and then when this is going to near 310 degree Fahrenheit, I'm just going to add some color and then pour this into the jar, and then we'll see what happens after that stage and how the coral is going to get formed. So I'm just going to send this into the freezer now. I'm just going to switch on the stove, have a saucepan, add the sugar and then the water, and wait till the sugar completely melts. And once it starts boiling, and then we could just start checking for the temperature. I have another small and a tall jar with a thermometer, so then I could keep checking for the temperature, and once I'm done I could just put it back, because you don't want the sugar, the hard sugar, to just catch up on the tip. And because if it is already hard in there, and then if you're going to go back to check, keep checking over and again, and then it is already hard there, right? I mean, it's not going to show the right temperature. So you need to keep checking, and then dip this into another jar of water, so then the sugar syrup would just dissolve in the water, and so the tip of it will be clean, so then each time you go back you will have the right temperature. Then I also have blue gel color with me, and I'm just going to add one drop. So a coral in blue will be good to go on top of the mushroom, and you could do it in any color. It's starting to boil right now. I'm just going to make it Fahrenheit. Okay. We just need to make it reach 300 to 310. Now, if the temperature is like raising quite fast, you need to just keep observing the temperature. Once it just reaches a certain point, like right now, 221 point or 22, if it is just going like in decimals or like 1 point at a time, you still know how long it is going to take. At this time, just take a break, which is to just drop this back into the jar of water, and then continue cooking the sugar. I'm going to check the temperature again. So it's anyway now starting to increase slowly, and we have to head out to 290. At the time I just get the ice cube jar, and we'll wait until the sugar syrup reaches 300 to 310 degree Fahrenheit. So it's 290, so it's 300. I'm just going to stop it. I think it's already reached. So switch it off the stove, and it's quite bubbling up. Just one drop of the blue. I already have the jar of ice cubes with me. Just trying to get rid of the air bubbles a bit. And here's the jar of ice cubes. I'm going to start pouring it, going through all around, so I have like a bigger surface. I'm just going to allow it some time. I'm going to clear up the rest. Now the ice cubes would just kind of set the sugar right away, but we just need some space for us to remove the ice cubes from the sugar. So that will happen when the ice cubes melt. So we just allow say about 5 minutes, and so it will be easy for us to release the sugar candy, which is sugar coral. So let me just clear this up. I'll have this and another bowl. So when I'm just going to remove this, I will be able to just pick up the ice cubes and then put it up in there, and let's see how the coral has turned out. So now I have a plate, so just take it out and then keep, and then another bowl just in case I have the ice cubes coming out. I'm just going to first release it from the jar. You just need to, these shards will come in handy too. You just see whichever is coming together in one piece, and that will be the main coral. And just need to gently get the ice cubes out. Just try and wait in case you just don't want to break up one or two of these shards that's sticking to the main base. Just wait until the ice cubes would melt and then just get smaller in size, so it could just come out of the gap. Just want to wait it out. So that extra water that is in touch with the sugar, they'll just go away. You don't have to be worried if that will melt the sugar. So that little time is fine. I'm just going to wait it out. So then what I'm going to do, how you're just going to have, like maybe I just break out a few bits from the side. Okay, so I think this looks good for a coral. Now how do we put this on the cake, because we have cake on top. Now what I'm going to do, just get one of this, okay, or maybe two, and once I have the ice cubes come out, I'm just going to have a blowtorch and torch it up on the base, both of them, and then attach it together, and then they both will stick. And then using this sharp side of the sugar shard, I'm going to use that to poke it on the cake. Okay, so I'm just going to clear up the space and also wait for this ice cube to melt up a little bit, so it just comes out easily. I'll also clear up and get the blowtorch, and so we could just put them together and we are ready to poke it on the cake. So now the ice cube is come out. Okay, now I'm just going to blowtorch maybe here. So this is quite sturdy now. So I'm just going to get the cake in, and you could wait until the water completely just drips off. Just allow it to rest until you have all the water gone. And so I'm just going to insert it through in here. I don't want to put too much pressure onto this base, so I'm just going to check for the position. Okay, I'm just going to insert at an angle like that instead of like right on top. So look for the position. I'm just going to make the gap with the Dresden tool and then pass this through. Just going to so I'm just going to leave it out here. So you can just check the position where it's just going to stay not too much on the sides and so a little bit on the top, but I like it a bit slanting like that. So we just come to the end of this structural mushroom cake. We've just made the structure right from the scratch and built everything. We learned a lot of techniques in this, including the Rice Krispie treats and carving the cake on the structure and the sugar, hard candy, sugar coral to top it up. And with this, we come to the end of this lesson.